What's up, gaybos? How's it going, y'all? Back again. Back for season 2 of Fish Tank, doing my weekly recaps. Yes, I know, I am in last year's drip. I am currently working on my season 2 Gold Striker outfit. That will come. Don't worry, it is in the works. But finally, the time has arrived that we start talking about Fish Tank once again. I am very excited. Just a little housekeeping to get out the way. You can check out my stream. I'm gonna be streaming not every night, but I'm gonna be trying to stream pretty regularly, watching season 2 with y'all if you wanna do some watch along parties. But if this edited format is more your speed, you can just subscribe to my channel, like, and do all that nonsense if you want to. But with that being said, why don't we move on to what happened on Fish Tank Day 1. Fish Tank starts off with Jet giving a opening address to the camera.
We're about to meet our first contestant for Fish Tank Season 2. But before you're introduced, I just want to say thank you for supporting the project, seeing Season 1 to its conclusion. It means a lot to us here. We're honored to put this show on, and as a small thank you note, I just want to say thank everyone. Be patient, get cozy, screen share, whatever you gotta do. We're about to meet our first friend.
And with everything still clouded in secrecy at this point, we get the introduction of our very first new fish. The first of 10 fish. We get 10 this time, not just the regular 8. We get introduced to Shinji. He doesn't really do all much, but as his name states, he does play the Shinji role where he kind of just sleeps.
Unfamiliar ceiling.
At the house, there is actually a giant storm going on during day 0, and there's been like a ton of production issues getting people's flights on time. A lot of people's flights have been delayed. The house itself is seemingly flooded. But you can see here on cam, we have, and if you didn't know, we have Josie, who's returning as a production crew, taking buckets of water from one room into the next. But the funniest Josie moment so far has been Josie just trying to go to the bathroom. Just her not knowing if she should knock on the door or not. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Wait! What's your name, TJ? Whoever that girl is, come back here.
This one.
Going along with the 70s aesthetic of the house, the producers also are picking out outfits for each individual fish. We also get Vance returning from season 1, manning the cams. Josie's been doing this as well. The house is honestly pretty freaking cool, I'm not gonna lie. The decor is like next level. They really stepped up the production budget here. I think probably now knowing how much money this show can potentially make, they actually had money to set aside for the house, and it really does show. We got Chris Lynch's bar. We got the doghouse room. We got a lounge. We got a living room. 3 very awesomely decorated bedrooms upstairs. It has been confirmed that Nick Rochefort did help Jet decorate the set for season 2. Bedroom 3 even has triple bunk bed action going on. We even get 2 actual fish tanks in our fish tank. How meta. Let's see how long these fishies manage to last.
That's fine. Hey, is this free?
Yo, Jimmy Gang. I do gotta say though, the actual like flow of the cameras is a little weird, switching from camera to camera. Like, it is very easy to get yourself lost in a house and just not know where you are anymore. And there also does seem to be quite a bit of blind spots as well. In Jet's defense, they did actually seem to address this in day 2 or day 1 technically of the fish tank. They seem to take away some of the cameras and maybe reorder them a bit. So it is better. Before we continue, I do have to mention that the production issues, the issues with the stream have been insane. I think a big part of that has been the storm going on there, but just getting the stream to work has been a freaking nightmare. I was streaming on day 0 and like I spent most of my time literally just like struggling with the stream, trying to get it to work. God forbid if you hit F5. If you try to refresh, you're just blasted into the shadow realm. Jack, I don't think sound effects are up yet. It just broke the site. Don't do sound effects. It breaks the site. God damn. Those production hiccups did carry on into day 2. They actually lost power in the morning, but things did seem to stabilize after that. Day 1 didn't seem to move as quickly as they wanted it to, but as I mentioned before, with all the production issues and people being late due to that storm, it took a while for everybody to slow roll in. But when they had 9 out of the 10 fish in, that's when the festivities began. We had bartender Chris Lynch arriving, making a couple little drinky poos for the fish. And that's when we get the introduction of...
Now hold on a second, y'all. Hang on, y'all. What's going on in here, Mr. Lynch? Are you doing a toast without Judge Jedediah Goldstriker?
I didn't know you were here.
Son, you better pour me one of them damn drinks before I get agitated on you.
Okay, it's on the house. My
It
condolences.
absolutely is on the house, son. That's my liquor you're pouring there. Welcome, y'all, to my home. My name is Judge Jedediah Goldstriker. I'm an oil man. I own tracts of land. But I also dabble in entertainment.
I mean, obviously, he's going with the 70s theme here. His suit and his accent are just so over the top and ridiculous. Obviously, he's not staying in character 100% of the time, but that's like classic Sam Hyde.
The game, if you stay in this game, if you want to stay in this game, if this is the game you want to be in, if it's not the game you want to be in, then fuck off, fine. But if it's the game you want to be in, you have a straight up vertical line for eyebrows, horizontal line. Some of you are going to walk away from this with careers. Point is, the opportunity is right now. So when I come in here, I need to see, crank up the enthusiasm a little bit. This is an experiment. We're calling this real life television, for lack of a better term. The people want to see shining faces. They don't want to see whatever that is. They don't want to see whatever that is, okay? They want you to crank it up, okay? Fake little Hollywood smile, enthusiasm, buoyancy, okay? And just be peppy, because it doesn't translate on camera when you look like you're falling asleep. You look like you're falling asleep. It doesn't translate on camera. You got to be a little bit more bubbly. So let's try that again. Let's go back over here. Let's do the toast.
And he is here to introduce our very first brand new challenge for season 2.
I got me this idea called real life television. The idea is these cameras in the walls are going to broadcast what you people do in real life to America all day long. It's going to be exciting. It's going to make a bundle of money. A bundle. A boatload. It's going to make a boatload of money. For me, not for any of the people behind me. Now, here's the challenge. It's quite exciting. Took me a long time to devise this one. I'm thinking, rice much? Now, y'all, here's the lowdown on the rice challenge. In each one of these bags, and I got 10 of them, don't worry, son, there's enough to go around. I have 10 bags. In each one of these bags, there's exactly the same number of white rice, which is short and round, and basmati rice, which is long and slightly darker. Now, this isn't meant to be racial. However, the basmati rice is not going to earn you any money. JC, I'm putting you in carpet prison. Pay attention. Hope you like them. High thread count. Summer. I'll make it easy for you.
Season 2 now basically being confirmed as a remake of Season 1, which is cemented by Megan winning the rice counting challenge, which is an ode to Sylvia winning the rice counting challenge from Season 1. We then move on to Phase 2, which is basically a Jubilee video. The fish have to rank each other by attractiveness, and then they're separated by gender, and the boys have to pick who they find the most attractive. This would lead to Phase 3, where the couples go upstairs, one by one, and try to get to know each other with pre-written questions. And then Goldstriker would come in with each group and recap with each person one-on-one. Also, he walks around the house and destroys a bunch of people's belongings.
Up here, comfy bed, comfy bed, comfy bed, comfy bed. Ash in the comfy bed, ash in the comfy bed. Yeah, smash. Yeah, sleepover party with strangers. For no money.
And this is probably a good spot to start talking about the contestants, the fish for season 2. A lot of people in chat didn't really seem to be vibing with these fish. They seemed pretty normcore compared to season 1, a lot less autistic. On the surface, these fish do seem more normal, but I think underneath, under the cracks, you're gonna start to learn that a lot of these fish are really up. We got Shinji, born in Japan, probably one of the crowd favorites right off the bat. He's only been in the US for 3 years and, like I mentioned, resembles Shinji Ikari from Evangelion, barring the part where he full-on admitted to being a former prostitute and porn star back in Japan.
Yen and dollar, Japanese yen dollars exchange was crazy now. It became crazy, so then I couldn't pay tuition. So then to earn money, like I worked in the prostitute for women. Yeah.
Oh, you were a prostitute?
Yeah, like for women.
For women?
Yeah.
You were a prostitute?
Yeah.
In Japan or in America?
In Japan, yeah.
Holy bro.
But I still keep hiding from them, yeah, because...
Oh, you don't tell them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny, yeah.
Okay.
And also I did the porn actor.
You did porn actor?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you did?
Yeah.
Something he wanted to keep secret from the other fish. Let's see how long that lasts. Then we got Trisha, who got that gap, but hasn't really shown much personality outside of that. Summer has brought dolls with her and manga, and is confirmed to be a furry thanks to Twitter. She seems out of her goddamn mind, and you're gonna see in day one, things get crazy with her pretty quickly. Taylor has been theorized to be a trans woman, but honestly, I think she's just kind of butch.
Adam sample check? It better be!
A lot of people seem to be hating on her right off the bat, but I think she kind of, when she had her interview with Gold Striker, she actually just seemed like a pretty down-to-earth person, and someone I think a lot of people are going to be rooting for by the end of this thing. TJ is mega autistic, but not in an endearing way like Josie, more in a creepy way. He even had Gold Striker uneasy.
I've been in the trenches of entertainment for close to 25 years. So you gotta fucking stop that. You know what? Actually, take him out. Go out that way. Wait, come on. Just go walk over there.
Okay.
Get over there. Just a visual thing. I can't.
He might be one of the first to leave, but this seems like it might be a Simmons situation. Cole, aka Coltrane, instantly came off like a serial killer, but through his interview, I think he won a lot of people over, and I think he currently is right now #1 in first place for the favorite fish. He's just seemingly like a normal kind of salt of the earth type of person, and where I really think he shined was in his late night rant at 4 a.m. where he just started going through people's belongings, taking out all their antidepressants and weird wacko medications and just calling them dumb and stupid. It was actually pretty hilarious.
These people are mostly idiots, and I'm in it to win it.
JC is there to fill the role of cute Asian girl, but she is 18, so no gooning, boys. That'd be weird. Always remember, if you're gonna goon to a guy. Honestly, I don't know how they let her on the show. She is like super young, and her age really does show with like her maturity and, well, honestly, she seems just kind of empty-headed as a person in general. Something Gold Striker grilled her on during her interview with him. He also tries to impress her with his Rolex, but like every question he asked her, she just kind of stared at him blankly and had no idea what was going on.
Want to see a Rolex?
Sure. But I don't know much about watches, so I'm not sure what I should be appreciating.
It's expensive. Does it say what model it is on there?
I can't tell. It says water resistant and rebar stainless steel back.
Better be. It was $50,000. Sure is. I hate this watch.
Megan is quite obviously the Sylvia of the group. She is there to be bullied for her weight, but so far has zero redeeming qualities. Unlike Sylvia, she seems to have no personality, or at the very least hasn't expressed anything of substance yet. Jimmy, I think, is clearly the plant. We'll get into that later. And I think he pretty clearly does stand-up comedy or something. He immediately just started going into bits, literally drinking out of the fish tank. And lastly, we have Handsome Brian, who is replacing Frank, a contestant contestant who allegedly is friends with Letty's ex. And when the production found that out, they removed him from the show before he even got on and then replaced him with Brian. He's tall, he's handsome, but my opinions are TBD for the moment. I just haven't seen enough from him yet. Day 1 ended with Gold Striker telling the fish that there is a plant in their midst, just like season 1.
One of y'all has what we like to call in the business an unfair advantage. What's that mean, Judge?
An advantage that is unfair.
Rhetorical, because I'm the judge. One of y'all is what we would call an insider. And that don't strike me as very fair, does it? Does that strike you as right fair? Do you got a plum crow's beak in your bare brain there, girl? Boy, listen to me, son. You're dumber than a pile of dog shit. I'll slap your face. Look here, son. Listen here, man. I don't have time for guys like you. I'm sick of guys like you f***ing my shit. I hate this guy. Now look here. One of y'all has what we call an unfair advantage. You know about the show. What everybody else is gonna do, everybody else is your job to find out who the insider is.
Day 2. After waking up, the fish are more reserved. They're kind of just hanging out and actually having conversations, unlike the fish in season 1 who seem way more antisocial. They're just talking about movies and art, etc., politics. Gold Striker then arrives for their scheduled karate lesson. The dojo is being run by Scott Sullivan, the boxing coach from season 1, if you remember that. Check out his channel, Scott Sullivan MMA. He's a cool dude, does some live streams, gives out advice, that kind of stuff, etc. Talks about fights, so if you're into MMA or anything like that, I would check him out. He's a cool guy. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Scott is a stern but fair and great sensei.
I'm teaching you all basics right now, okay? I expect you to be able to do this next time.
They start things off light with a bit of a warm-up. During their cool-down, Gold Striker then forces them to drink zip water, a long-running meme with Sam. Summer can't seem to figure out how to tie her belt and starts having a panic attack and is literally crying. Summer will be the first to go, mark my words. If you can't handle tying your karate belt and go into hysterics mode, there's no way you're cut out for the tank. Gold Striker pulls her into bedroom 1 to see what's going on with her and accidentally breaks both beds.
Oh, shit. Now that's a quality bed. Oh.
He then sends her on a side quest to find a torch to light a cigar.
Can you get a torch later?
Downstairs?
Yeah. Also panic.
While he plays in bedroom 1.
Oh, shit. That was real. Whoopsie doodles. Thought it was a real stump. Now I'm stumped. Now I'm the one who's stumped.
Summer fails her mission.
25, 26. Oh no. 28.
29.
We'll get him next time, boys. Gold Striker then tries to calm her down.
You okay?
Yes, I'm sorry. I threw up when I was looking for it.
That's insane.
I know.
Can you just come?
Still need.
Yeah, come in bedroom 1 real quick. Would you say karate's your favorite activity so far?
I think I'll get better at it if I just keep at it.
So why'd you start crying again?
I think I just got a little overwhelmed all of a sudden, and I felt like I was doing bad at it, and I didn't want to do bad. But I'm okay. I do have meds that I take for panic attacks when stuff like that happens.
Yep. What meds?
It's called hydroxycine.
Hydroxycine?
Yeah, it's a take as needed for panic attacks.
Him blowing his nose while she's trying to explain why she had a mental breakdown was next level funny. Season 2 so far seems much more unhinged than the previous season. Like right off the bat, things kind of just stepped on the gas pedal a lot more than season 1. Gold Striker then leaves her with some words of encouragement.
You can join the group again.
Okay.
I don't want to see any more crying though.
Okay, I'll try my best.
And accidentally falls on another bed.
Whoops. Big time whoopsie.
And after some much needed rest and relaxation, Jet Neptune and Gold Striker reappear to grab the fish in one of the rooms. I don't remember which one, maybe the lounge, maybe the living room, probably the living room, and get them to do a challenge where they have to essentially compete 1v1 to see who has the most interesting life story. Some standouts for this for sure by far was JT. It was the most autistic goddamn thing I've ever seen.
No, high school was okay. I took pictures of rocks.
This challenge was all voted on by the fans, so Summer's goon squad carried her to victory.
And they slowly got worse and worse because I was living with my mom. We hated each other so much, and then I got admitted into a residential facility.
But in a twist no one saw coming, when we were down to just 2 people left, she had to go up again and continue her story against Shinji this time. Shinji won with his Matrix VR prawn.
Make Matrix more real. So
You were so horny that you wanted to make the Matrix more real by connecting the VR with the brain.
Yeah, then I want to make
for porn.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
And with Summer having to go twice, this left us with Trisha, I almost said Tisha, who didn't have someone to go up against, so Jet brought up Ben to tell his story against hers. Trish told a harrowing story about getting married early, doing too much acid with her husband, moving into a house with 8 guys who all wanted to bang her, and then divorcing them when she found out they all share a pocket. And then Ben told a very similar sounding story.
All my friends, like, they wanted to f her. And she divorced me when she found out that me and all my friends were sharing a pocket.
Ben ended up winning. They were also given pads of paper where they have to write something positive where they see themselves in 5 years, which may or may not be public, as well as having to write Christmas lists, which I am assuming is going to come into play in the future. Day 3. Brian shows the camera he wants from Trish on his Christmas list. That night, Jet makes them share a bed together, but nothing happens. Brian dumps applesauce on the beds in bedroom 3, and in retaliation, TTS convinces Megan to enable piss wars. But unfortunately, she doesn't actually go through with dumping the piss cup anywhere and just leaves it on a counter, which leads to an investigation, a big mystery for Detective Cole to solve. We get a workout sesh with Gold Striker, which makes Summer puke once again.
Puke time, puke time. Think of the smell of fresh green poop with maggots crawling on them. Think about taking a bite.
Where are you? Okay, come on, we gotta work out. Come on, Big Chief. Here, quick, eat that whole thing. Come in. Yeah, I washed it.
This is the birth of the carrot meme, which I would assume you're going to see a lot of this in TTS moving forward. Gold Striker gets some one-on-one time with the fish in B2, and when he's speaking with Taylor, he describes what it'd be like if you went on a date with Summer.
Hey, Summer. That's what I'd be like. First date with Summer much? How you doing? Hi, Summer. Ow. Yeah, I customized this piece. Trisha's gonna really love that. All right, let's dip.
With day 3 being a bit of a slower day, now's probably a good time to mention there's been this big mystery going on within the tank since the beginning, and that is the locked cupboard. Essentially, there's a locked cupboard in bedroom 2, and it has a combination lock on it, and the fish have to figure out what that combination is to unlock it for some sort of prize in the vein of Resident Evil, let's say. Jet comes by later to introduce the poker chip system. Basically, it works as different chips have different values. These chips can be traded for favors or to buy drinks at the bar. These chips are won from winning challenges, and also fish toys have been activated, kind of. There was an open bar that night, and Gold Striker yells at JC for hovering over him while he was about to trauma dump on the fish.
Pete, what are you hovering for?
Nothing, I'm just hiding here.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Take a hike. I'm telling a real story. Go in another room. Off. This is an actual story, not some bit, you dumb. I'm not gonna.
No,
You're good.
I'm sorry.
She's gone.
Robot.
But this was just a ruse. Because later we see Gold Striker pulling her aside and telling her that this was actually a ploy just to get her alone so he can give her a new moniker, the Enemy Spy, which is separate from the Infiltrator.
I'm sorry I had to talk to you that way in front of those people.
You're fine.
There's a good reason for it.
Okay.
Okay? You are now the enemy spy.
She is given 5 tasks to complete. Hide the clothes of a fish, hide the glasses of another fish, steal the chips from 2 fish, specifically Summer and Megan, trick Detective Cole into investigating a faux mystery, and finding out who's everyone's least favorite fish. You see, at the time in the leaderboard system of who is the most favorite fish in the house, she was actually ranking dead last. So this really gave JC a chance to open her personality up and endear herself more to the viewers. And she did just that, proving that she is a task-oriented person, completing 4 out of the 5 tasks within an hour. The best by far was her stealing the chips from Megan and Summer, which she literally just did by like asking. She was like, oh, hey, can I borrow some chips? And she's just not planning to give them back. The open bar proved a little too much for TJ, who passes out on the floor, unable to be awoken from his slumber.
It was someone else famous. It was what's his name? Dude, he's drunk as
Wow.
yeah, he's out. Alright, never mind.
He pukes later that night. Day 4. In the early hours, Summer sends a letter to production privately. Make note of this because it will come into play later. Megan writes Judge has AIDS on the mural in the doghouse, something that he had told her privately. Ben finds it and is worried that he's losing authority in the house and makes her scrub it off with a rag and a bottle of Coke, which obviously makes it worse. Ben then makes her stand in various corners in the house for like 2 hours. Summer tries to console her and also gets placed in a timeout. Brian and Trish kiss in B3, the first Fish Tank official kiss. Then in like a top 10 fish tank moment out of season 1 and 2, Gold Striker brings each individual fish into B1 for a little 1v1 where he explains the difference between the infiltrator and the enemy spy, which is a little confusing.
We've given someone the mission of being the spy. It's not the insider, it's a separate thing. Have you noticed that there's an enemy spy around?
Like, that is a...
That's not the insider. This is a different thing. I know it's confusing.
When he brings Summer up into the room, he asks her to read that schizophrenic letter she had left for production.
Yeah?
Did you hear about the letter that I gave to Jet?
Yeah, the letter that you gave to Jet.
Is that...
It's
how do you
this.
feel about that?
Well, I didn't read it because it looks, I don't read stuff that looks like this. Well, do you want to just read it?
Out loud to you?
Yeah.
You don't have to answer, but I thought I should write and give this to staff. So, now presenting questions for Vance or staff from Summer. In your opinion, if you have one...
Summer Lama Ding Dong!
Summer Lama Ding Dong. Do you think it was irresponsible for me to apply as a contestant knowing now the extent of my mental illness? By that I mean, if you as a casting director saw the extent of my habits, crying, panic attacks, etc., would you have not picked me for the show? I'm kind of asking, is it more than you guys bargained for, if that makes sense? Also, I would like to...
Is that the end of the first question?
Yeah, it's so long.
Summer constantly saying that she doesn't need to be 5150 makes Gold Striker think otherwise.
Are you planning on harming yourself?
No, I promise I would never harm myself on this show because I know it would get you guys in serious trouble and I don't want people to see me harming myself ever. I've done it in the past, but I don't want to do that anymore. I would never hurt myself on the show, ever, for any reason. I promise.
Well, whatever. What's the next thing you had there? This is your Christmas list for Santa Claus, right?
I would like to explain my strategy more to one of you because I don't know if it's too clear yet and I don't want to confuse y'all. I think I have been confusing y'all so far.
I don't think they care.
Okay, can I read the next one?
Sure.
Also, have my habits gotten the show?
I don't think you're confusing anybody though.
Okay,
I think
really?
they just go, oh, she's crying.
Finally, I would like to tell you not to go soft on me, please. Just because my reactions are intense, please don't worry so much because it's please don't be scared to go hard on me just because that you are coddling me, I mean. As a final note, maybe a sit down or a cool down if it gets to be to the level that it was today because I wrote this yesterday. Or else, as crazy as that sounds, keep on keeping on, Summer. And that's like the entire thing.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
What?
Thank you for listening.
Alright. So the whole infiltrator thing?
Yeah.
Ignore that for a second. That's a separate thing.
Then he brings in Trish and makes her read the letter.
I should have kept that letter. Fuck. Dude, I gotta get that letter back. Stay here for a second.
Okay.
Try to read this whack-ass letter that she brought down while crying. Isn't that way too much?
Yeah.
I think she's the type that's, I mean, this kind of is obvious, like faking a mental illness for attention. I think she's absolutely doing that. I think it's like extreme narcissism or something. Like performative, attention-seeking narcissism. Doesn't matter. It's just crazy to me that she wrote that and brought it down to the basement. So the infiltrator thing, that's a separate thing.
Still on a high from her mental episode with Gold Striker, the rest of the fish are speaking about who they think the infiltrator is. Summer explodes, yelling at everyone, taking a situation that was a 3 to a goddamn 10.
What now? What now? What now? What now? It is him. I don't care. Sorry. You can agree or disagree. That's what I think. Yeah, don't question me.
And Brian isn't having it.
No, I want to make sure you're okay. Like,
I am okay. What's your issue?
You're
What's your issue?
What's my issue? You like that? No one likes it when you're yelling in people's faces.
I don't care
You
what
can't
they
do
like.
that. You can't do that
Yes,
all
I
the
can.
time.
Summer then falls deeper into her schizoid episode.
Did you take your meds today? Like for real? No. You have to take them every day. No.
Just breathe. Just breathe.
And Jet assigns new sleeping arrangements, saying that they need to chill with their assigned roommates. Brian and Trish in B1 because of the possibility of sex. Cole and JC in B2 because of the possibility of sex. Also, as the enemy spy, JC has been stealing everyone's chips. Like, she has like over 1,000 chips at this point. She basically has everyone's chips. And with Detective Colmix being the lead detective of the house, this would lead to a bit of a Catwoman Batman dynamic between the two of them. Everyone else would be assigned to B3 except Summer, who Chav voted for her to spend the night in the doghouse. Jimmy and Shinji go to check on Summer in the doghouse, and Summer possibly reveals herself as the infiltrator, telling them that they have no idea what's to come. That in season 1, famous YouTubers showed up, a big scary guy aka Frank Hassel, and a homeless black guy even had to spend time in the tank. Summer would be pulled down into the basement for breaking the fish tank. Jimmy, now taking the mantle of lead detective, goes around the house asking everyone, are we all Squidward? At the time, everyone seemed to be confused by this question, and so was I. Also, it's worth mentioning, this all happens in like the early morning, this like between 1 and 5 a.m. So there's still a lot left that happens in day 4. Way later in the day, Gold Striker appears and tells the fish that they need to perform a little swamp magic.
I was a swamp man. You ever seen a swamp man, son? Yeah. I used to crawl around the swamp like a little critter. Before the heels of my boots were blacked, I was romping around on lily pads. My only friends were alligators. A lot of my friends, their ailments were magically cured by swamp magic. Now we have a very troubled person. Oh yes, we have a very troubled person indeed. We have a troubled young lady who's had some sort of mental episode. And the only cure for it, as I can see, is swamp magic. That's the only way to legally protect ourselves from this person having a psychotic episode and suing the production is by using swamp magic on her right now. That's the only reasonable thing I can see. Some have suggested send her home. Not you, Ben, but other people have suggested send her home. I say no! That's a death sentence. If she doesn't get swamp magic, she'll get home, and who knows what'll happen. A gator will get her. The only way when a member of your reality TV show cast is having a mental episode that's so dangerous you have to call the show lawyer for 45 minutes. The only fix to cover your ass liability-wise is with swamp magic. And that's why we're going to use swamp magic right now and not something else. One of many other options. We're using swamp magic, right? We agreed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got like the Himalayan salt and the potatoes to suck out the venom and stuff.
Yeah.
They're ready to go.
That'll work. Okay. Let's go. What do we
Let's send up the patient.
Summer, lay your pretty self down on the floor. You understand the swamp magic is the only recourse we have right now. There's literally nothing else we can do for your predicament except to practice swamp magic.
Yes.
And you understand that you are not legally entitled to hold the production company or any of the staff accountable if the swamp magic fails or does not work.
Yes.
But don't worry, child, it will work. We're going to use swamp magic on you, girl. We're going to fix you up good. Y'all be quiet. The swamp magic ceremony is about to begin.
Once the ritual begins, Gold Striker asks for aid from the other fish.
I need everybody in the room to chant with me. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Keep going. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka. From the belly of the swamps are raw potatoes. The essence of the potato is bringing out the mental illness. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka. The potato is curing the retardation. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka. The manic depressive disorder is entering the potato. You can see the smoke coming up.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Be gone!
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Now the Himalayan sea salt. Tenderizing. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. She's seasoned.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka,
We're seasoning her up good.
ooga chaka.
Now,
And then asks Jet for the final ingredient.
final ingredients. Jet, quickly, give me the final ingredient.
Ooga chaka,
No, quickly.
ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Quickly, Jet. Jet, quickly before she hires a lawyer and sues us. This leaf, the leaf is going down. Stop! Now listen to my voice. This is very important. You do exactly as I say. Right now, the swamp magic is either going to kill you or it's going to make you 10 times stronger than a normal person. But you have to do as I say. 3, 2, 1, sleep.
After she is put into a sleep-like state, they put her in the doghouse for 75 hours.
Get her in that doghouse, that doggy. Get in that doghouse. Now, somebody, I know you can't hear me right now, but your unconscious mind is listening. We need you to sleep in there for about 75 hours. And when you come out, you're gonna be cured, girl. All right, the only thing we can do now is pray.
And then they play Among Us. And that's where we're gonna leave things for the end of part 1. Shout outs to AB, HoboJoe421, Dollar Stream, geez, dude. I used a lot of their content to help me get caught up if I missed anything or I just didn't take notes well enough and needed to recontextualize things. They also have a lot of clips on their channels as well, so go check them out if you want some more Fish Tank content. I'll leave links in the description to all of them. And that's gonna be it. I will see you soon.